Today we're going to cover the very basics on character setup. When you create a character in most MMOs, your advancement is based on leveling, and this is based on experience gain. So you run around, you kill stuff, you gain experience, you go up levels. That's not how this works. They went to what they call a milestone system. You start and you build up your what they call item level and or area completion. So when I first get started, you really cannot skip any of this because it can lock you out of getting and or being able to use certain things. When you first get started, you will come over here to the trade of blades. It's down here. This is where a lot of stuff will take place, and you'll come in, you'll talk to Sergeant Knox. This is where most of the shopkeepers and everything is at now, back up in the upper corners. You will do a series of training quests. If you do not do these, it will lock you out of getting anything from being able to purchase and use mounts to being able to put enchantments into your equipment, all sorts of things. Also, you will not get the initial equipment to move up in your item level for your advancement on the milestones. So, once you get all of this done, you're going to be running back and forth, and you're going to be completing, basically think of it as modules. So the first place he's going to send you, you're going to do stuff, you're going to go to the workshop and all of this in Protector's Enclave. Then he's going to send you to Never Death. Here you're going to complete a series of quests. You notice this says item level 2500. Item level, not character level. This will send you through a series of preset step-by-step quests. At the end, you will do a little mini dungeon, and then you will get enough gear that will raise you up in level to move to the chasm. From the chasm, then you will move to from here to Ebon Downs, then to the chasm, then I think it's Velosk, or let's see, 2,000, 4,000, 7,000, 14, and then it's either Ice Spire or Whispering Peak. Yeah, Ice Spire, and then Whispering Caverns. Once you've got all of these done, then it will move you to the Underdark. It will move you to Undermountain, Icewind Dale, Avernus, and so on. You need to do all of the quests in each of these areas in order to properly advance. If you do not, again, it will cause all sorts of problems. In short, don't try to jump anything. You're not doing yourself any favors. Because quests are not based on experience. Killing additional critters does you no good. You will get a few little random drops, but in total, most people will tell you it's basically a time waster. If it tells me to go to Ebon Downs, and Ebon Downs says, go here, kill this, and come back, anything that I kill, anything that I deal wasting my time, is doing me nothing. Because the game only cares about, did I kill that critter, did I talk to that individual, did I pick that item up, and return for turn in. It is very linear. You will level from 1 to 20 extremely fast. Speaking of 1 to 20, level 20 is now the maximum level that you can get in the game. It is no longer 80. Once you reach level 20, then well, once you reach level 20 and you've completed these adventures, completed everything in each of these, this will open up your campaigns, which will start acquisition that ends, and then it opens up your campaigns at 30 and 21,000. The whole idea is to pump you through this stuff. Once you hit 20 to 21 to 24,000, then the initial campaigns start becoming available, which also have storylines to build your gear to move you toward that 30,000. Optimum level to get to Sharandar is 40,000, and maximum level for Vault of the Stars is 45,000. Again, this is not a character level. This is a item, or what we used to call gear score level. So how do you progress through this, and what is the best way to do it? If you have friends, or if you have previous characters and you want to really up your item level and make things moving along much simpler, you want to initially, when you begin, you will get, as you do your quest, you'll wind up with a bag of adventurer's coins. When you get your adventurer's coins, you can come in here and be able to buy your first set of gear. All of this gear is in the premise to raise you to your initial 20,000. All right. Each one is 950. You have your entire set. Your pants and shirt will be 1,000. Your rings will be 1,000. So there's 4. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,080, 6,070, 7,060, and all the way up. Okay, that will give you well close to 10,000 points just in your gear alone. The stones then that you put into this will determine the rest of your basic character set gear level. Each stone will have an item level. That item level will attribute to your guild, to your total gear score or item level toward the 30,000 that you're wanting. Where you place it in this item, you'll notice that this is a utility slot. When I put this item in there, it will only activate the utility slot section, which gives me 300 forte and 180 combined rating. This over here is an offensive slot. And so it will only open the offensive slot, ignoring all the rest. So you do not look at everything the stone or enchantment can do. You only look at one, where it can go. Like this is offensive and defensive. It cannot go into a utility. It cannot go into a utility slot. Your combined rating, you will take everything from your armor, gear, everything, your combined rating, and you will add it up to a grand total, whatever that grand total is. I would then go through and take all of my forte that I find on all of my stuff, stones and gear. I will add that up. The grand total of my forte and the grand total of my combined rating will give me my grand total combined of my forte. I would then take the grand total of my combined rating and do the same for my awareness, my defense, and everything else, and this is where these scores come from. These over here is simply an accumulation. The most you can actually get that is functional is 50% of your overall gear score or item level. If an item level is equal or greater than your totem item level, it contributes 50%. Everything below that is minus 1%. And if you go above, say in this case, if I go above 51,520, it's doing me no good. It will no longer stack higher than that. All right? So equal to or greater, once you get about 1,000 above, it does you no good because now it's just going to redline. The next thing that goes into your gear score or item level will be your artifacts that you collect along the way. Again, some of these are given to you initially. Some of them you will earn. Some you will buy in the auction house. Some you will get from the Zen store. Others you can get from the tourmaline trade vendor. Which is here. Come on, hand.
Hail, adventurer!
Trade bars you will normally get from lock boxes. Most people will say instead of doing all of their upgrading on their stones and so on, which becomes expensive on your enchantments, what they will simply do is they will save up 1,000 tourmaline trade bars, and they will just buy the basic. You cannot get everything, but you can get 99% of the stuff right here. This is for companions. This is for your character set. Speaking of companions, the next thing that adds to your item level is your companion. Your companion will have a set of stats. These stats will add to your stats. He has his own individual stats that applies to him, but this will add toward your stuff as well. He will also give you certain powers. He will do certain things of his own volition. Unlike other games, you cannot control your companion. There is no passive, aggressive. They are always aggressive. They will literally, in some cases, run away from you and attack stuff. You got to be careful about that. Your objective is to get 10 companions that are mythic level. At mythic level, their combined percentages will add up to give you your bolster total. You'll notice this also shows my item level contribution. I'm getting 3,000 points in total from this toward my regular items over here. Selecting a companion is picky, iffy at best. You want to select a companion that his abilities are going to complement and or assist you. If I am a tank, I don't want a tank companion that could be aggroing and pulling that stuff away from me. If I am say a warlock, I do not want a DPS companion. Well, you could be, but your primary goal is DPS. So you'd want something to complement you more, like, say, the Wandering Wizard. So now you're doing DPS and you're getting uh, crowd control support. Or the cat, no, the cat is a, oh, what's one of them? The bullet or whatever that will act as a tank and keep their aggro off of you. You have to be very careful about what you pick as your primary companion. Then you have to be careful what you pick as your secondary companions, because all of these will give you certain traits or abilities. This one will give you he will do a flash, a magical charge, but he gives an additional bonus to combined rating. He will also, each of these is what the various companions will give you. And you notice I am currently equipped Redemption, a chance on hit to heal myself and my companion for 7.5 of my maximum health over 5 seconds anytime he's within 25 feet of me. This one is adding to my critical severity, combined rating, and awareness. I can go down and pick any of these, and each one will take and do different things. Alright? This increases the power of all my at-will attacks. So you need to select your companions also based on what you want your secondary companions to do. You have, just the same as you have equipment in your gear, you have your gear and you have your enchantments. Companions have runestones. Runestones do not fit into enchantment gear. Enchantment stones do not fit into runestone slots. They're separate. Again, you'll get the equipment, you'll put it on, and they'll run anywhere from 0 insets to 2 insets. All of this stuff will then also combine and apply to your contribution level here. That goes to your character. You can have a max of 5 mounts that are considered active. These will give you certain bonuses or attributes. This one, by putting this in here, when I click on this one, this is all the various combinations that will work for this. This does not mean all of these are good for my character. Only this is the sets that I can build using this particular mount. So on this one, my companion gains 20% more damage. On this one, anytime I receive combat advantage damage from an attack, in other words, if they whack me from the rear, I receive 2% of my maximum points healed over 6 seconds. Alright? Whenever I drink a healing potion, I'm granted 2,500 more defense for 10 seconds. All of these you will pick from your insignia bonus list based on your companion. Based on your mount. Again, all of these items will then add in total, like there's another 600 item level that goes toward my item level for my character. Each stone, in turn, will do specific things. Last on this is collars. You can have one collar of each type. There are 5 types of collars. Think of it as 5 kinds of dogs. I have a German Shepherd, a Poodle, a Dalmatian, a Dachshund, and a German Shepherd, or whatever. Now, this is a sturdy Regal. This is a practical regal. This is a unified regal. The regal is not what counts in this aspect. It is the sturdy, the unified, the practical. You can only have one species of dog in all of your mounts. So only one kind of collar. There are 4 or 5 different subtypes. So I could have a spotted German Shepherd and a spotted Dachshund because they're both regal. But I could not have a sturdy regal and a sturdy crescent because they're both German Shepherds. For this to work, it has to be equal to or less than the level of the mount. If it is greater than, it will not function. There'll be some chains across it, or it may not even let you put it in there. If you have 2 of the same kind, there'll be chains across them. You'll get the item level, but you will not get the contribution levels or anything. Be careful about this. Most people, to speed this along, will simply go to the, I think it's supplies or somewhere up here, and they will simply buy the collars. When you buy a box, you'll be given an option, this, or this, and you'll get to pick from the basic ones. But that is to get all of those. If you do it by this standard and not upgrade them, that's about $50 right there. So once all of this is added together, you will have your total item level. Your item level will affect your hit points and your damage. Your forte, depending upon about level 5 or level 10, I forget which, you'll get to pick a Paragon path. Once you pick your Paragon path, then your forte will start having an effect on that particular path. The last thing on mounts. You can have all the mounts in the world. They can have all the stones in them. Anything in your secondary stable has no effect on your character. Only these right here. You'll notice I do not have a spider in my primaries. Your mount is chosen by appearance. All right. This will also, the mount that you choose will also as well give you current attributes from your various pets, from your mounts. So this one is a strong 3000 magnitude attack. In other words, it's going to hit one target for 3000 points, and that's it, because your mount can be called into combat. It will come in, it will do its attack, and it will leave. And again, this is a timed cooldown. Okay? Each of these will give you certain aspects. Appearance is what it will look like if you're riding it. So I have my appearance set. So I'm riding my spider. You'll notice none of this changes. Only the appearance of the mount. Yes, it's got wings. No, there are no flying mounts in this game. And that is the basis of how you attain levels and get to different sections in the game. Your item level must match the item level for the area. You need to complete the previous area in order to properly advance. You will, if you stack your stuff, you will exceed the item level up until you hit about 20,000, and then it becomes a little more difficult. But if you skip areas, if you skip quests, you will have problems. If you're doing an adventure and you miss an area, I can click it. I can go to there. Down here, this is completed, but down here I would get a continue. I could click that and it would reinitiate the last place I was at for that quest line. If you get lost, this is a good way to be able to find where you're going. Case in point. All right. This is a level 20. It took me, about 2 days to level her up all the way to level 20. You will notice my character's gear score is currently just under 30,000. I have access to these. I have completed these. These are the ones that I'm working on. This is only open at 30,000 because I did that prior to the switchover. Otherwise, I would not be able to access that. So here, see, continue story. And that will bring me up and continue my quest line for the catacombs. Meet with Lord Neverwinter at the Moonstone Mask. Alright. Because I have not completed this section, I cannot move down to these even though my gear score for that is adequate. Under Mountain is 20,000. I've got 29. But I cannot advance further into the book, into the next chapter, until I've read or completed the first. Alright? And that's basically it in a nutshell. Enjoy. Always focus on your gear score, not your character level. And that's it.